Hey guys, so today's July the 5th and I'm cleaning out this bed pack pen for our special needs cows and pre-fresh cows. Our neighbor just did wheat, so we got some ground to spread on. I already took 3 spreaders out. It's just gonna be a few more. So I'm pretty much done here. I was trying to keep it moving. I want to get these cows back in the pen. Just have some dry bedding. I was at the edges. This fan's really helped keeping things dry in here. I'm gonna actually fill a spreader with this. We're not gonna spread it in the field. I want to actually put it in our new heifer barn. I don't like to see the cows standing for too long. So we really like to keep these pens dry because it's where calves are being born and we have milking cows. So this bedding's actually pretty dry. This is the driest stuff I kind of picked out. I just had some lunch. You can see these cows are all relaxed now. So the afternoon milking is going and I have 3 cows I want to dry up today. 2 months before a cow's gonna have another calf, we stopped milking her. It's called drying her up. We put a sealant in their udder, and some of them get some antibiotics depending on where their milk quality's at. Megan's gonna let me know when this cow's come in the parlor. We can go ahead and spread this into that heifer barn now. We gotta pen all the heifers up front, then we can back in this door. So I penned all the big heifers out in the meadow. So we had cleaned this pen out in mid-May, and I just spread out some of the drier pack at the end. Didn't even put fresh bedding in here. Just let the fans keep it dry. It's actually worked really well. I figured it wouldn't be bad to throw a little bit of dry material in here. That seemed to work pretty good. I am gonna bring 1 scoop of good clean shavings in for the youngest heifers. I think it's good for them to have an actual clean slate. I'm gonna head up to the parlor now. That first cow needs to be dried up. So they're milking the cow right now. I just have these alcohol pads. I'm gonna clean the teat ends, and then this is just a sealer that we stick in just inside the teat. It just helps keep bacteria from being able to work its way up into the udder during the dry period. So we've been doing selective dry cow therapy for a little while. It just means we're not giving antibiotics to every cow we're drying off, just the ones that need it. So I have 2 vaccines we give as well. We'll give this in the muscle and this under the skin. We'll go in and take care of her as soon as she's done milking. Just about done here. This cow still had over 80 pounds the last milk test. So that's a lot of milk. I'm just putting my fingers at the top of the teat so it keeps that sealant right inside the cavity in there, and I'll just kind of put a plug in there. Just want to be really careful not to touch the end so we don't push any dirt up into the teat. They're gonna let that side of cows out in a minute or so, and then I'll sort that one out, chase her down here into that area so then we can chase her to the other barn. Up until recently, we used to just blanket treat every dry cow with an antibiotic, put it up in the udder just to prevent any problems. So we've been trying to get away from that, only treating the ones that have issues, and it's been working out pretty good for us. The less antibiotics we can use, the better. It helps reduce resistance and also saves money. It's nice not to mix them in with the pre-fresh cows because it gets them all riled up having a new cow in there. So I slid that door over and latched it, swung that gate over so now there's a little pen for her in here. We'll get the other 2 dried up. Got 2 dried off. So I'm gonna enter on the computer that we're drying these cows off, and I'm gonna put down that they didn't get antibiotics, so we know that when they have their calf. So this is the records for the one I just did, 827. So every month we get a milk test. So 14 days in milk, she had a test, 4277. And her last test was here in June, 353 days in milk. So this is the milk production, and then pounds of fat, pounds of protein, and somatic cell counts. This is a milk quality score. So this was her first lactation. She's a really good milker. Her pounds of milk didn't get up quite to 100 pounds, but the components, you can see 4.8 fat there, got up to 5% fat, and protein up over 3%. And the somatic cell count is really good. It stayed way low here, no spikes at all. Her milk quality is really good, and I didn't give her any antibiotics, just put the sealant in there. So we can look at another cow here that would have a higher somatic cell. Here's one we didn't dry yet. You can see she had a spike there up to 606,000. And she did drop down, but she's one that we give an antibiotic to because it's just a little bit too shaky there. I wouldn't trust that. So I'm putting some bedding in this heifer barn now. I'm gonna get this wrapped up. Spreader made it nice and fluffy. Should be pretty comfortable. I just thought it'd be good to add some extra material to this pen so it's not just dry manure building up. Probably wasn't completely necessary because it was still dry. It's not gonna hurt anything. So I tied that line that goes across there so I can chase cows down. My dad's away this whole week. I've just been taking care of things. I guess I'll just chase these cows by myself. Could get someone to help me, but no need. Just have to do one at a time or else it would get out of hand pretty quick. This will be the last cow to chase. Hey girl. This here's one of our best cows. Actually, all three of these are really good milkers. This one's going into her third lactation. The other two are going into their second. Hey girl. So all the dry cows just went running out to the pasture. I think this one wants to find the rest of her friends. Let's go, girl. Feels like some rain might be blowing in. So I'm getting started feeding cows for the afternoon now. Dry cow batches first. Takes about 1 scoop of silage for the dry cow batch. Go up to 1,500 pounds. So that's all the dry cow feed. Not a huge batch. Especially now with the pasture open, they're just eating a little bit less. So we're gonna save some for the cows that are about to have calves up in that barn. Looks like they're back in, they wanna eat. Save 500 pounds for the pre-fresh cows. I'm ready to start the milking batch now. I do have 3 cows that need to be vaccinated in the pre-fresh pen. Just fed them, so I'm going to lock these headlocks. There's a vaccine that we give every cow when we bring her up from the dry cow barn. Yesterday we chased a few up and I didn't give them their shot yet. They're not quite all locked in. I'm gonna get these after I dump in some of the feed ingredients. We're getting towards the back of this first ag bag. And if you remember, we filled the silo with triticale about 3/4 full, and then we put the first kind of haylage on top, just like the top quarter there. So we're fed down about that far now. We're starting to get some triticale. And we had to decide whether we wanted to cover the silo, keep feeding out of the ag bags, or seal up the ag bag and keep feeding out of the silo. Decided we're just gonna stop feeding out of this ag bag for now. That's why I'm not cutting it back. Probably by tomorrow I'm gonna close it up. The plan then will be to put 5th cut and haylage on top of that silo, and then we'll start feeding out of this ag bag again. So that'll be end of September or beginning of October or something. So as I lifted my bucket up, it was tilted back too far and it ended up spilling on my cab. Yeah. Don't know what I was doing. These cows should all be caught in the headlocks now. We give those vaccines.